Hi, folks. How's everybody today? Okay, so I've been getting some calls from some couples that are, well, it's mostly the one couple, mostly the one that's a victim, that's in karmic relationships. And, they're trying to make this relationship work. So, because in the past I had sent some energy that calms the individuals down and gives them peace. So they were looking for that again. And I had to step back and let them know that instead of me sending that energy to them, for you to realize that you are a powerful individual. You're able to deal with this. If you're facing it on truth's end, because if you're in a karmic relationship and you're going through it and you know it's not right, something in you is knowing it's not right, but just the fact that people are afraid to be alone, so they want to try to fix things, try to put it where it could be some sort of peace in the environment. Um, that's cool, fine, and dandy, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna turn to be that um, drama, and things along that line. We're to, as twins, got to help them and make sure that they're safe. Yes, that's the most important thing. So as long as their life is not in danger, we have to let them acknowledge what they're actually going through, so that they could have a different path for themselves and be able to come and join us so that they're not facing this dilemma. Like our twin, they could be going through so much, and we feel for them because you get the pain that they're feeling. Whatever they're going through, we get that pain. So we could send them the energy to calm it down, but that's still not helping them with their correct path, and so when we when I get these requests, to please send the energy to my partner so that I'm not going through all of this here. And I had to rethink, because remember, now I've been in an abusive relationship, two of them. Most, it was hard. Not my husband, but two other abusive relationships. And when I got to the point where I was so tired, and at that time I was so tired, I didn't know about these spiritual gifts that I had, you know, um, and the individual still trying to get close to me, but that's not happening. I'm on a different path. So once we could send energy all day, all night, you know what I mean? But it's still not going to fix the problem. That some people just got to realize that we just don't belong with individuals. I mean, when I got out of those um, two situations, man, it was party like a rock star. I mean, I was having myself a good time, and life couldn't have been much better. You know what I mean? And so that's how I met my husband, because I was out having myself a really good time. I mean, seriously speaking. And and that meeting my husband led to me meeting my twin flame. So, as to why people want to fix something that is not, I understand that, because I remember when I was in those relationships, I wanted to fix it as much as possible. The second guy was on drugs really bad. He was doing heroin, and I don't do any type of drugs. So I tried to fix him, because that's what we do. Like, when we try to fix them. So I helped him to go to rehab and stuff along that line, and stood by him and all of that type of stuff. And he almost choked me to death. Okay. And because we're twins, that that's a premature thing. We're not supposed to go at that time. So anyway, and he also mistreated my boys, not even his children. And so what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we just need to realize that not every relationship is for us. Just because we may have been with them for a long time, but who cares? You know what I mean? I would rather be alone than in an abusive relationship. And in anything, there's anybody that's going to bring me down. Now I'm at the point, like, you better know how to talk to me. If you're not talking to me right, you need to get around the corner and keep it moving, because I'm not got time for nobody that's going to pull me down. And that's how we have to be. You know what I mean? We raise our frequency. We teach people how to treat us, how to speak to us. So we could send energy all day long, but that's not going to fix the problem. The problem needs to be fixed when we face the issue and you get tired. If you're not tired yet, then when? And the thing is, I'm there for them, okay? Because let me tell you something. When somebody's going through any type of negative forces, I'm there. I'm never going to leave them. Never. Because I know there's a better way. Like I said, after I got rid of them, it was party like a rock star. So it's not necessarily that they need to be out there partying like a rock star, but they need to get to a place in their lives where they are able to understand the difference between the peace that they can have by themselves. Most people are afraid to be alone. I don't know why. Because when you're alone, you get so much done. And it's nice to be in a relationship, trust me. It's nice to know that somebody loves you and somebody is interested in you and calling you, yes. But you don't want to do it where it's unhealthy. You know what I mean? Where you're doing it just because you don't want to be alone. So and you do want that intimacy. Yes, we understand that. So and the thing is, with the abuse, the intimacy is like dynamic, because you got all your emotions involved. You know what I mean? Every single emotion out there is involved in this situation when you're going through a rough spot with your counterpart, because you think that that's love. Like, if somebody has to treat me like crap so that I can think it's love, I need to get my hair checked. Thank goodness I had my sister and everything. But in the beginning, let me tell you, I didn't tell anybody about it. I was real, introverted about that, because I wanted to prove to everybody that, hey, this one's really, really special. You always got to realize when they were all like, she needs to get away from that one. And they didn't come and tell me, because the more that you tell somebody, the more they want them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? But that's how it is. So that's another reason why we don't tell our twin to get out of the relationships that are unhealthy, because the more you tell them, the more they want to be in it. So it's always good to just be there for them. So when it clicks in their mind to get out, you know how to help them to get to skipping out of there. You know what I mean? You're going to have that exit plan because you know how to do it, because you've either been through it or you've gotten expert advice, because that's what I do. I did go sometimes and get expert advice, like, okay, like, I got out of it. Why is it so hard for this person to get out of it? Because they have been so isolated from everything and everybody that they don't know who to turn to. They believe that what they're going through is normal. Like, my twin used to ask, this is how you are, right? And I'm like, no. It's like, but isn't every female like this? No. Trust me. And then he has to come up with smart little cookie now. So, so when you're telling this, you're being honest. You know what I mean? So they know that, okay, so if she's not like that, but she is, so what is so they could be able to put in their mind what is the truth and what is a lie. You know what I mean? And sometimes we have to go back to our childhood as to why we chose these individuals. You know what I mean? But like I said, it all comes down to that twins especially have to break generational blocks, right? So we still have to go through our childhood, because once we go through our childhood and understand what we are healing, we're able to heal the next person. So we break those things. We went through this as a child. We were molested as a child. We were tormented as a child, or something or the other. We went through as a child. or a teenager or whatever point that led you to go to these people. Because one thing about abusive relationships, when you first meet them, it's like, oh my goodness, I've met the perfect person. And then later on, you find out that, oh my goodness, I've met a crazy person. And so, but then you're like trapped because you remember all those good times, and then they switch it over with sweet because they know that they abused you in some sort of way. So they become so sweet, and you're like, okay, I'm calmed down now. It's I was wrong for thinking what I was thinking. And then, like I said, the intimacy is blows you away because you're so messed up. Like you got every single emotion all in one day, in 1 minute, in 1 second. So you're all confused. So the key is finding that peace within yourself. When you find that peace within yourself, then you could decipher what is the truth of your situation and what is the lie of your situation. And the main thing is finding that peace within yourself and not being afraid to face that peace and that truth, because that's the key to getting you where you need to go. And like I said, we could send light and positive energy to that individual all day, every day. But they're still going to still be the same person unless they get down to the root of the problem. Now, I'm not saying that you can get to the root of the problem and they can't heal, because they can. Okay? Every single person, as long as there is life, there is hope. So, if there is an inkling of hope, then they will take those steps because they want to improve who they are, not for you, but for themselves. You may be the motivator for them, but you're not the main reason why. Because like me, I helped to get that by the guy that was a drug addict and an abuser. I did go, he went overseas to go and get help for the drug problem, right? That still didn't stop him from being abusive. So think about it. I remember we were going to a grocery store together, and they were the abuse center was giving out was asking for donations, and they give you a little sticker on your to put on your shirt, and stuff. So he went to him, and he was like, he would just come out of the rehab, and he was like, "Hey, you remember?" He was telling the lady. He says, "Oh, I want to donate to this here because I used to be an abuser, right? I used to abuse you, right?" This is what it's saying to me, and I'm saying, and the woman's looking at me like, "Oh my goodness, you need to hurry and get the skipping out of there." So fast forward, he ended up going into prison because he rolled over a guy, right? Literally drove over him, and he ended up in prison. So when I had taken him to get a restraining order, he was in there and he was calling me all sorts of names and everything. It was like, oh my goodness. So what I'm trying to say is I do still speak to him though, but he knows that it ain't nothing. It won't ever be anything. But what I'm trying to say is, so find your peace, understand who you are, and get to the point where you are tired of the situation. There's not much anybody could do for you unless you make the steps yourself if you're going through anything like that. Now, there are some people that have never been through that more. That's sweet. But there are some like myself that have survived, and now I'm still open to love, but I'm not open to anybody thinking that they could take control of me and that's where people get it twisted. They think that love means conditions. Unconditional love is no conditions. So we love you just because. So don't put any conditions on us to make it seem like it's love. You know what I mean? You can't even put that twin flame thing on them well, I love you because you're my twin flame. No. No, don't do that. Love them unconditionally. Love the masses unconditionally. Try to help as many as you can unconditionally without seeking some sort of acknowledgement or praise or put somebody on a pedestal. You know what I mean? What if we didn't have the name Twin Flame? That we're in a title? What would your purpose be? So with that, I want to end it with much love, peace, and I'm out of here. Take care. Thanks for watching Twin Flame 1111. And I would like to hear from you on how your journey is shaping out. So please, if you can, leave a comment below and let me know where you're tuning in from. That's always great to know. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share with others. Also, if you haven't subscribed and would like to hear more on the love of us all and our journey, hit the subscribe button below and the bell. Much love always.